Good morning, good morning, good morning to my YouTube subscribers and to my fellow Lotto Odd members, Pick34.com members, to my Five Dime players. Holla, this is Daryl, aka D Love, on the scene. All right, today is Thursday. Right? I make sure I even keep up with the days now. Okay. And it's 11:20, it'll be 11:30 by the time I post this out. I want to show you guys some of the things I've done. This will be helpful with especially Five Dime players too. And a lot of our members, we'll see how beneficial it is. I'll show you one of the hits I caught yesterday was Idaho. Also did some highlighting here. I want to show you guys. I'm using here Firefox. Mozilla is great. You can to highlight these, you hold down the control button and you can highlight and separate whichever ones you want to highlight. So I highlighted these purposely. I want to show you something. I'm gonna do the pick 3 and the 4 real quick, and then you can take this knowledge and either play it later today. I would advise practice first with it, and then you could try it out tomorrow or Friday. You have to give yourself at least 3 days to be able to play. So if your funds could stretch 3 days, and you can keep it down to a low minimum possible, you have a chance of hitting. Remember, nothing's guaranteed. All right, what I highlighted here was the ones on the left, on the right, which are the low highs. I highlighted anything that was two lows. The ones on the right, if I highlighted the numbers because those are two highs. And if it was all high or all low, I left it alone. I want you to see how many times or how often they come, and when they're together or separated, you can kind of jump on. If you notice right here from the 16th to the 17th, now this is midday to midday only. And you see, look, like here you got three highs coming back to back. See, after these two lows, you have 414, 142. So right there, I would tell you guys to expect pick numbers with two highs to it, because after you see two lows here, your chances of, see, it was just, look, two lows, and then all lows twice. So you knew highs would be due. This would be someone on the 21st will say, okay, I'm gonna play two highs. So now your two highs, you have a good chance that your high can be from, I would say, from 15, or a matter of fact, you say from 13 to 18, because we know the most popular numbers are from 10 to 18, and so you could drop it down one and go up one extra, say from 9 to 19 are the most popular numbers, even 20, so those numbers you'll see quite often. Not that you won't see all highs or all lows, but when they do play like all lows, to see how they'll come out together. See the 4, 1, 4. So anyway, we keep going down, just showing you the group. See how the all highs ran together, 3 there. You got all highs there, 3 there, all lows, 3 there. This is when you catch, look, 895, 577, triple fives, all highs. They're all bunched up together. You see what I'm saying? So you have here, then you come, after all those highs, what comes 2 days later on midday? Here come all lows. And your sum is what? 9. You see, and then you go back to all highs. Right? You see, so this is when you'll look for these numbers if you're looking for all highs, especially like consecutive numbers, you'll see a lot of, or I call it kissing numbers too. So you see here, like you got 895 on the 10th. That's your kissing number, 8 and 9. And then you got your 5, right? That's a high for the all highs. So when you get in all highs, you're going to see stuff like that. 6, 7. 9, you see what I'm saying? Or 6, 7, 8, so the 6 or 7, that's consecutive, really, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so you keep going here. So I predicted this right here, 270. I want to show you what made me think of 270. If you look, you start to see here, I was looking in the front and always look in the back. After we had this here, low high, you notice you always get a repeat. Look, I want to just show you, skip one. Every time you skip one, you have a chance. Look, every skip, and this was here 3 times in a row, that you had low high. So I was anticipating that when I saw this there, I said, you know what? It's going to be low, high, maybe low, high, high, which I was looking at this. And so low, high, high was bigger, and this was what was out. So I said, yo, this is strong. Between high, high, and those two there, these are the next two strongest ones. So that's why I predicted that it would be that. So I went to Lotto Odds, and that's what I did. I got rid of everything, and I was looking at my low highs like that. Then I went to my even odds, and we'll go there now. And I did the same thing here to show you. I like pick 3, pick 4. This is like free to use the even and odd, but to sign up for, I think it's like $15 for the month. It's a great study tool. I like the bottom down here, the draw occurrences, because it gives you a visual of what's running more rampant. Now remember, this is a 50-day chart, and because it's not mixed with the evenings, it's just straight up with the thing. I'm going to speed this up a little. I could play it, but I do want to make sure I explain it thoroughly. Okay, so what happened here? Okay, so now as I look, the same way like I told you, two evens, two odds I'm looking at, keep running. Well, I want to show you here, look at this. You got basically a repeat. Now, and when I mean repeat, I'm talking about the back two. Look, see that there? 3 times that came. You see? And then look, it definitely, after 3, you can look for it within the next 2 to 3 draws. It'll always come back, the back part. Now, it could have been EOE there, but it ended up being RR even, which showed up 3 times. Let me show you another one here. You got, here, bang, OE, 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 4 times. 4 times the same pattern. We're busting our balls trying to guess, oh, it's going to be all even now, it's going to be trips. Look at the patterns, and it'll reduce your numbers down greatly. So see here, this is, what's the sums? 12. What's the sums? 16. What's the sums? 13. And the sums, 20. So this is the highest sum was right here. But the ones that fell within there, 12, 13, and 16. Those are all within that range, almost giving you the big 4. I told you guys about the big 4 group, the sum group, big 4, which is 12, 13, 14, and 15. Those, when you see them, one of them, just expect the other ones to follow right behind them, not too soon, especially when they're gone for a while. So you see, like here was 9, this sum's 8, then the sums comes up 12, then the sum comes 9, then what comes 17, then you get your sums 12 again, then you get to sum 16, then you get 13, you see? So they're following each other. But anyway, I wanted to pay attention to what keeps repeating. So I see that here you had all these odd, even. Expect for EOE to show up eventually. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4 days later. So if you start seeing that it didn't show up by the 3rd day here, and then all odds repeated, I know now once the 2 all odds came right here, that evens eventually will appear too, because there was so many odds. So here it comes, 2 even. And what 2 even, what form? Look, what's been running so much? Odd even in the back. So look for it to come, odd even. And then now you keep going. You got a repeat here. This was your flip from OE to EO, right? So I'm just working my way down. Wanted you to see as you're reading as though, you know, it was the 10th or the 11th. But this is the one where I predicted. Why I chose EOE is because of this. I saw that there, and I remember these here running rampant back here when it came all these 3 times in a row. So, 4 times in a row. So when I seen that, I said, you know what? The OE is going to bring this back. So I said, look how popular this came out 11 times. So it tells you the OE in the back is strong, and then you add that with the EO. That was 7 times at the time. So that's why I chose that. So I went to Lotto Odds, and I took out everything. And of course, this could have came back, but I took that out. And I had 45 numbers. So then I said, well, that's too many numbers. I want to play. I want to reduce it down lower. So I turned around and I made a choice with the high-low here. Why I chose high-low high? Because this was right here and this was there. And I looked back here and I said, look at this. 1, 2 times the same pattern came. And I said, you know what, this pattern going to return. It took 3 draws afterwards, and the 4th draw, it showed up again. And I said, that's why I believe this HL in the back. And I said, it's possibly this, but I like the flip in the front. And so I said, okay, I'm going with low high. And I had 27 numbers. Now I'm done. But I said, you know what? I wanted to reduce it more because, I was dealing with less money now. I took out some money from my previous win so that I wouldn't play it all back, and I do Bitcoin so to let you take out, as little as, I think it's the minimum something. Anyway, what's it? I took a few out, but so I wouldn't overplay again. And so now I had 27 numbers. I could have played that, which is cool because that comes out to 750, I believe it is, something like that. But I wanted to reduce it more. So I went to the sums and I looked at the sums here. Those that have the pick 3, pick 4 sums group. This is one of the brothers from Lotto R's, Peyton. I can finish his last name, but Peyton anyway, his first name. This is what I seen. So I was using his sums group thing, and I looked here and I said, okay, this 14 and 17 is due. But I was reading here, looking back, if you notice, look, it was cold here. So I said, as it comes up, it started showing up. 5 days it took, then 3 days. Then it went all the way to 4 days. And I said, you know what? It's going to go at least 5, 6 days again. So I said, this is coming back because you hear 1, 1, then it was 2. And I said, this is going to come back. So I got rid of every sum in there and brought back from sums 9 to 13. And as you see, I played 19 numbers. If you look at my picks, I posted up on my Facebook group and also on 5 Dimes Players. I posted there the win. This is how I got it. And there you go, 270 right there straight. Okay, and I played 19 numbers. All right, so I hope that helps you guys out in a way. This is manipulating the game. There's many ways to do the predictions. I'm just showing you this is the way I did this. Now another way, I want to show y'all what I did last week. I didn't get a chance to do any posting and everything. So much going on with this virus, so distracting. But anyway, this is what I did here. I'm going to show you. I had one Georgia, Ohio. What I did was I told y'all before in one of my videos, I did a pick 4 that way. I won like $2,000, $4,000 in within a week time or 2 weeks time it was. And that was in December, like the last week of December and the first week of January. And so this is what I did. I went here to use the base. I'm going to show you the pick 4 as well. I went here to use the sums because sums is basically the numbers. If y'all remember in some of my videos, if you have 2 odds and an even, your sum is an even sum. If you have 2 evens and an odd, your sum is an odd sum. And if you have all evens, your sums is an even. If you have all odds, your sum will be an odd. So that right there helps you in some bit. I'll show you. I know that the hottest sums, let me fix this. The hottest sums in the game are these sums here, 10 to 18 is the average. So I did use like this 9 to 18. So what happened was I said, so I got 715 numbers here, and that's with doubles too. So if you were to take out the doubles, let's say we could do that. Yeah, here, take out the doubles. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Give me a minute there. Let me do that again. That was for the sums. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Okay, sums here. So let me do this real quick not quick, but what I did here with the sums was I said I'm going for the big 4 sums. So this is what I did with 2 of them. This was Georgia, and then another day I did something similar to it, but not with these particular sums. These are very popular sums. I'll show you guys what I mean by that. These are very popular sums, and I'll get a chance. I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's see how we tell. Let's go right here. Okay, clear this. Now I'm going to show you for the past 3 days these sums. Okay, so let's go back here. So this I call the Big Four Sums, not me, but I on the website pick three, the number three edge.com. It's a free website. I believe I have it right here. This is it right here, free website where you can learn a lot of stuff. You see on the left side, overdue numbers, pairs, these sisters. This will give you help. I'm going over these now myself. I'm just looking at some of the things to see if I can add to it now. I have better understanding. But anyway, so I wanted to show you that this was the Big Four Sums is right there where it talks about it. Where is it at? The Big Four Sums. Right here. See here, the Big Four Sums group. So if you go here, this is pick3edge.com. See here, it talks about these sums. And as you can see, these are the sums right here. They give them to you broken down. Sums 12, 30. These numbers show up the most. And these are, of course, boxed. They're not talking straight. So if you divide these up, each one of them has 10. Each one of them carry 10 numbers. So you got the 40 numbers. And these are very popular numbers anyway. I'll show you. So this is what I did in choosing. I played a group thing. I got rid of the sums. And I decided to go with this pattern here. And let's say like this. So, and then I went here with, I believe it was a low high, something like this. And I played numbers like this. And so with this right here, see the 17 numbers, see the sums, add them up. I took these right here in a group. Maybe you do something like this. I believe it was 24. I can't remember exactly, but something similar to this. I used those Big Four Sums, and I played these 17 numbers in like, what is that? That comes out to 18, almost $18, $5. And I played it like in 10 states. So that comes out to like $50. And that $50, I ended up catching 2 hits. I caught Georgia. Now, I may have it wrong here, guys, because, it's not exactly when I did it, but this is the theory that I've done. If you look at the numbers, I have it in front of me. Ohio. Let me see if I can go back real quick. But anyway, I don't want to waste too much time with it. But this is what I did, and I took these numbers here, and I basically, if you want to get rid of the doubles, you don't think they're double, but I keep them in and take these numbers and play them in 10 different states. So I played Georgia, all the early states, Georgia, New York, Maryland, Ohio. I didn't play the late states, and that's how I caught Georgia and Ohio. If you see my postings on my Facebook and Five Dime Players, you'll see there I posted up some of my wins from last week, and this is how I did it. And so I was able to spend $50 and play a low amount of numbers in a state based on the patterns that I like and the hottest sums, which is from 12 to 15. All right, and that's how I did that. Now let's go into the Pick 4. I want to speak real quick about the Pick 4. With the Pick 4, I highlighted here for you to take notice of 3 lows and 2 lows and 2 highs. And over here to where it says midday and evening, I highlighted those. Those are the ones that are 3 highs. So the middle is 2 highs, 2 lows. And to the right, where it's low high, those are only highlighted the 3 lows. So every time you see 3 lows, I highlighted it. And every time you see 2 lows, 2 highs, I highlighted the middle. You get it? All right. And so I want you to understand is that what you want to go after is those that are in group as they're playing. As you can see here, the 21st, 22nd for the evening, after 3 lows here, you had your 1 high there, but look at the lows here, all lows, right? 2 lows, 3 lows, 2 lows, 3 lows, all lows, and surprise, here come all 3 highs. Then all those came back, which was like a flip. The next day, midday, and I know I'm showing you midday to evening for a reason. And then you end up coming 3 days in a row, twice in the evening. It came 3 highs. So if you're following this theory, you're going after the highs or the lows, this will be a great way to do it. If you're going after 3 lows, go after the 3 lows. And then look at your sums. This is 18. This is 16. You got here 14. And you got your sums there, 16 again. So you'll notice that your sums were between when they're three lows, your sums is somewhere like in between from 13 to 16. So you know your sums won't be as high, or it's just even 18. So it won't be as high as you would think because it's lows. The high sums would be anywhere from like 21 on up. I would consider you're going to start to see, like, I'll give you an example. Look in the middle. You got here 14, that's 18. Here you got 8, 17. So these are still low. When you get to the highs, let me show the high. The high here, what you got? 24. Here you got 12, 6, 18. Here, 26. So the sums, if you're looking for sums with high sums in it, then you know your patterns have to have three highs in it. You see here you got 16, 20, three highs. So your sums for the three highs have to be from 18 to 20, I think it's 24, 23, maybe you can get an average. If you do the breakdown in your sums, you'll see, which ones that show up the most. So the reason for this is to say what you do is look at the pattern. Look at the pattern that showed up the most for three highs. You see what I'm saying? So now if I think of three highs or see here three lows, look at the pattern showed up three more. Then I will be looking for these patterns to repeat again. Eventually when three lows come. So right now, for the three lows, these patterns here at the bottom, these three, definitely will be showing up now after all these three highs, and you'll see. Look at the last pattern that showed up there. So you have a good chance that I would anticipate. Now we go here. Let's say by seeing all these high lows, because of this, I would anticipate that I'm going to see this one, number 6. This one, low, high, low, low, to be my next New York play. Now that could show up in midday or evening because I'm using combined. But this is where you come in and you separate them to see where is it stronger in the day or the night. And there you see it. Look, you got low, high, low, low, strong 5, right? And you go here. There's a good chance just repeat and the back 2 will flip. And that will be this pattern there. Or you will have, and that's what I would be looking for, to expect this pattern here to come back. You see how we're on midday? So I would automatically go into lotto odds and I use lotto odds and the other one, but I would go here and then I would say, okay, if I'm going with that pattern, take this out, everything out, and turn on the pattern you like the best. What you do is you have to stick with what you like and don't leave that pattern. Now we know the hottest sums in the pick 4 are what? Where we at? Are 13 to, instead of just doing that, just turn them all off and just turn it this way, 13 to 23. So I'll highlight back those sums. And now I got 335 numbers. You reduce it instead of dealing with 10,000 numbers guessing. Some people want to chase quads and all this and that. You can, but it's money consuming, And it's all about timing. Some guys on here, there's some great predictors, guys that have techniques that have worked and proven. Like I said, no one can win every day. But they have techniques to tell when triples are going to come or when doubles show up often or quads or what brings quads or something, so that's a good one. I would advise you to look at some of the people on 5 Dimes. There's some great predictors there as well. All right. And they'll give you some tips on how to predict the numbers or when to play them. Some of them share their predictions as well. All right, so this is here. I reduced it, but let's go now to the even and odds. I did the same thing here. Basically, I took 3 evens on my right where you see all the EO. I highlighted only 3 evens, and if it's 2 evens, 2 odds, I highlighted in the middle. And if it's 3 odds, I highlighted it over here where you said midday and evening. And you can see that 3 odds barely showed up at all. what showed up the most? Two odds and two evens, which is what? An even sum, right? Meant for the pick four, two odds and two evens will always be an even sum. If you got three odds and with an even, or three evens with an odd, your sum will always be an odd sum. If you have all odds, your sums will be an even sum. If you have all evens, your sum will be an even sum. So even sums, all odds and all evens, and two evens and two odds will always give you an even sum. So the sums that are odd sums are three evens with an odd, or three odds with an even. Got that? Okay. So if you start noticing tracking, you want to track what are you going after the most. Look here. Look here for New York. Two odds and two evens, which is what? An even sum. Showed up the most. This is in the middle. See how I highlighted? So if you were going after the even sums, you have a better chance of making money. Am I right? Okay, so take that in consideration when you get here. You say, so what? If I got rid of everything here, if even sums are hot, let's get rid of. Now you got 156. Then you can look and say, well, what's the most popular sums? And that's where, you come in here and we can use pick three here. They have the sums here. I'll show you this real quick. You can go here for the sums. Pick four, find your state, right? And then you come here. I like to do, like I said, midday, find your group of sums. And look right here, midday only. Look at the even sums. Look how they ran midday back to back. You see? All even sums. So if you decided, man, look, New York is running even sums. Then the odd sums. See how the odds ran in the group? Odd sums, they go here even in the odd sums. Odd sums, but even dominated. Now let's look at the even sums and see which ones are the most popular. We know from 13 to what? 13 to 20. Should I say 14 to 22? So 14, 16, 18, and 20 and 22. These will be the most popular sums because the ones that show up the most are between 13 and 23. And look at your hottest sum. So I'm looking at 16 and 18 is like in the middle there, even 22. So you can go back here and say, you know what, get rid of that. And I'm going to go with this. And you can say I'm 16 and 18, and you may want to get rid of two of those. And now you got 72 numbers. So you reduced it greatly. And now you can come back to the even and odds, look at your patterns, and say, what's the most popular patterns out here? Look. These are the two most popular patterns. I would bank on these two, and this one here, really three. So let's go back. That's OEO and OEO. So let's turn this off, and let's go with this pattern, and this pattern. And now you got 23 numbers. You take this 23, and I would play these for 3 days. 3 days. And play them straight. There you go. It's only costing you $6.25. You know what I'm saying? That's $18, $19, something close, no less than $20 to play for 3 days. And, you could do, like I said, midday to midday. Or even play them if you can afford, play them for the midday and even 3 days. So you play midday, then the evening, and midday again. Or just play the 3 days midday. But you'll see I have a higher chance of probably catching it this way. All right, I hope it helps you a lot, guys. Or just let me show you this here with the pick four. If I copy this right here, let me show you what happens in the last 3 days here for the pick three. This is a checker. And look how many times these pick threes came out that I reduced 17. And you'll see you got one straight here. And you got one straight there in the evening. That's Ohio in the evening, and that's Connecticut. Okay, and the rest of them, you notice box. So, even if you box, guys, your the cost is so low. So your profit of $20, and you build yourself up to where you can get to a point to, be able to go for straight hits. But box hits do keep you in the game. All right. So I hope this is very helpful to you guys. Once again, D Love, I'm out. A lot of our members and my YouTube subscribers, God bless and y'all take care. Be safe out there, right?